How are you doing, everyone? It's me, TheDomotaku. Welcome to another TheDomotaku podcast on FGO. Today we're talking about FGO because honestly, I've been loving this game a lot recently, and I've been playing this game so much recently. And it is the end of the year, so this game has just like a lot of things going on and things to expect for 2020, which I've already done a video and podcast on. You've seen it where I talk about all the events of 2020. And speaking of Vanguard Order, I've had so much positive comments and other stuff on my previous videos. I just did the Rescue video, I just did Abigail video, then the 2018 highlights and summons and stuff, and a lot of people are liking it. And it's great to hear what other players and masters are summoning and how they're going with their game and stuff. I was really interested to see what servants did you guys get for 2019, what servants you guys are excited for in 2020. And then people are asking me, who should I save for in 2020? And technically I didn't go through that in the events podcast thing. I just went through all the events. But I mean, if you want my personal opinion on who to save for in 2020, then you've come to the wrong guy. I am not an FGO channel-esque sort of thing, even though I do a lot of FGO videos. I only done 20 technically. But I mean, I'm not super smart in the game in terms of servants and their damage and the crit stars and their NP gain percentage and all that stuff. I just roll for waifus and husbandos and stuff. But if you want my personal opinion on this, then I'll give you my personal opinion. I have a list here of some servants I think that are worth summoning for in 2020. So I'll be doing this in two lists. We have a list of servants that are new, exclusive in 2020, and then we'll have a list of servants that are old and have already been in the game, that are getting reruns or raid up reruns sort of thing. So in no particular order, let's begin with the first servant who's on my list of people to save for and summon for in 2020, and she's coming right around the corner, and you all know who this is. Katsushika Hokusai, foreigner class, 5-star. So there's a lot of debate with foreigner classes. Of course, there's Abby and there's Hokusai. There's only literally 3 servants in this class. And for those of you who don't know, foreigners are neutral against everything, and they deal double damage, or they do deal double damage to berserkers, and berserkers deal less to them. So they're anti-berserkers essentially, right? I forget if they have a weakness on the top of my head. It might be alter ego. I think alter egos beat foreigners. So the class is rare, and there's only 3 servants in this class. So people compare Abigail and Hokusai a lot, in all honesty. And you can roll for whoever you want in terms of waifu reasons, but Katsushika Hokusai has some very good skills, in my personal opinion. And if I didn't play Salem first, or if Abigail didn't come first, then I might have saved my quartz for Hokusai, to be honest. But I mean, Salem and Abigail was cool, so I rolled for that. So I'm not going to show all of her skills and all of her stats and anything. I'm just going to pay attention to one skill in particular. So Hokusai has a quick double arts, double buster deck. She has an evade and a NP charge skill. She has an arts performance increase skill, like a mana burst thing. And then her third skill, which you see on screen, is the interesting part. So her third skill inflicts defense down for 3 turns to enemies when attacking with arts cards for 3 turns. So that means if you hit with arts card, you inflict defense down on the enemy for 3 turns. Now combo this with her arts noble phantasm, then you get to see you'll see the thing that a lot of people talk about on the FGO YouTube space and whatnot, about why she's better in terms of doing damage than Abigail, because that's ridiculous. If you can arts chain and have that skill open, you might be able to recharge your NP and just do a bunch of damage, because I'm pretty sure it's based on the number of hits. It might be based on number of hits. Inflicts defense down for 3 turns to enemies when attacking with arts cards. If it's based on hit counts, her NP hits 5 times, and I'm pretty sure her arts cards hit 6 times. Oh my goodness, this girl's a monster. Not literally, but I mean, she's freaking buff, and she has a passive skill that increases her arts by 4%. She got divinity, and yeah, this is a pretty solid foreigner. Now, if you guys did not save for Abigail, then you want a foreigner class. She's Hokusai is pretty good. I won't lie. Like, you know, maybe in the bottom of my heart, I might admit that Hokusai has some better gameplay stats and damage than Abigail, but Abigail's best daughter. Don't argue me with that. All right, so yeah, she comes out on New Year's 2020, January 1st. So that's why I put her up first, because if you really, really want to summon for someone and you really want someone in the foreigner class, this is your second option. I have a first option that's coming up later in the list, but you know, she's coming right around the corner. Hopefully your courts are safe after Ereshkigal and Christmas, because I've seen a lot of people who didn't, unfortunately, were lucky to get Ereshkigal. Next on the list, in no particular order, I guess I'm going in order of when they're released for now. We have Okita Souji Alter. I think they call her like Majin Saber or something like that. So Okita Souji Alter, of course, is Okita Souji, the Saber counterpart. You might have seen her in Guda Guda with Daishori and everything. So this is her alter form, and she's an alter ego 5-star. Now, in terms of alter egos for reference deal damage to all in the cavalry class and berserkers, and they do half damage against knights classes. So in terms of alter egos currently in the game, there's Passion Lip, there's Melt, there's Kiara, and then there's Mecha Ellie, who we got as a free 4-star in the Halloween run. So in terms of AoE alter egos, there's only two options. There's 2 to 3 options after Okita. So there's Passion Lip, who is a Buster 4-star AoE, and then I'm pretty sure Kiara is an Art AoE, and Okita Souji is a Buster AoE. And you know, honestly, her skills aren't that bad. So she got like a increased Quick and Buster skill, she got a charge NP gauge and increased crit absorption skill, then she has a increased NP damage, and then an evasion for 1 attack. It's pretty good. And her Null Phantasm is pretty standard, you know, Busters just deal damage to all enemies, freaking hit hard. So personally for me, if I didn't have a certain freaking alter ego on my team, I might have rolled. I would have wanted to roll for Okita Souji, but in the case of what I had, then I cannot do that. If you want to know what I'm talking about, watch my Fate Extra CCC collab rolls. You'll understand why at the end of that, or like the highlights video for 2018, or is it 2019? Yes. So yeah, Okita Souji for 1 is a samurai, and 2 looks badass, and 3 is waifu. So really good to summon for her. And I'm pretty sure she comes out oh gosh, January, March, April, May, in June. This is Guda 3. So you have a lot of times in my list. So Hokusai comes out January, and then if you really don't want to save for anyone throughout that and June, then you can build up some chords for Okita Souji. You know, having an alter ego that can deal damage to all cavalry is pretty good. And she's Buster, so she works with Merlin. Next on the list, we are going into one of the bigger events, in my opinion, of 2020, which is Summer. So we have BB Summer, this chick. So BB Summer, at first I did not feel like summoning for her at all, to be honest. I'm just like, oh, she's this extra class, she's a Moon Cancer class, whatever, right? But what changed my mind was her third skill, and it's on the screen right now. Her third skill is a rare, unique skill that I have no clue if anyone else in this game has this skill, but this is freaking great. It's a skill that locks the current set of command cards. So essentially, when you start the game or start the battle, you get your 5 command cards. You might have like 3 Buster, whatever. You can essentially take that hand and lock it and keep it for the next turn and reuse it. So that's pretty combo-esque setup sort of thing. That's really good. Imagine this. So take Hokusai, who I said in the example in the first servant. She uses her arts, Noble Phantasm, and her third skill to deal defense down and stuff. And she has a arts, you know, in the deck or in the hand. And then you use BB skill to lock it, so you get the arts again the next turn. And then you maybe like NP twice or something like that. Mind-blowing gameplay, dude. That's freaking... You can do a lot of shenanigans with this stuff, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, that's just to lock. I think the only other servant I know who can like change the hand or lock the hand would be Artoria Ruler, who comes out later or next year or 2 years from now. I have no clue. But yeah, aside from BB, so let's see what her other skills are. So aside from her interesting, unique third skill, she is a Moon Cancer. Now, Moon Cancer, for reference, there's only like 3 Moon Cancers in the game, just like the Foreigners. The first Moon Cancer we got as a collab of free 4-star for the Fate Extra CCC. We all know her as BB, just regular BB, not Summer. She is a single target arts servant, and she has served me well, to be honest, because anti-Avenger shit is so like, what do you call it, niche, but when you need it, you need it. So BB Summer is a buster AoE Moon Cancer, and that's an interesting thing because, you know, when you fight Avengers, there's only like a few number of Avengers, to be honest, and I don't know if you'll ever be in a scenario where you're fighting like 3 different Avengers in a battle, but I mean, if it happens and you got Summer BB, you're all good. And I'm pretty sure the weakness to Moon Cancers are Rulers. Yes, actually, the Rulers beat Moon Cancers, and they're all neutral to everyone and deal damage to, you know, the Avengers. And then Berserkers are, you know, the standard thing with Berserkers. Her other skills, her first skill increases her crit and absorption. Okay, it's kind of like her 4-star counterpart. The second skill is charge NP gauge, recover HP, increase buster. Oh wow, it's a lot of skills. And she has an evade for 1 turn. This is not bad, really. Her skills are pretty good. And then her third skill is to lock the hand. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting servant, and I highly, well, compared to the other Summer banner, right? So in part, she's part 2, right? In part 1, you have John d'Arc, Archer, and then Ushiwakamaru, and then Ibaraki Doji. And then there's also the male banner, which has like Caster Gill, Edmund Dantes, and Robin Hood. So there's a lot of servants in here, but personally, in my opinion, Summer BB and the part 2 banner is way more worth, in my opinion. I'm sorry, John d'Arc, I know you summoned me and spooked me in my past, but I have to give it to BB Summer. She's pretty cool, and is like the only Moon Cancer in the game until like super later. Next, we are going into October. In Halloween, we have Sitonai Ilya. What can I say about this person? So once again, in the alter ego class. Now, the alter ego classes, of course, we've given a bunch of other options per se. Sitonai, on the other hand, is a 5-star arts single target alter ego. So that fits your niche for, because Melt is quick. Mecha Ellie is technically a buster single target, but she's 4-star, and then Sitonai is arts single target, and vice versa. So there's no buster single target 5-star alter ego from my recollection yet. Her skills, so she has an invincibility, and she can reduce damage to the party. Nice. Second skill is increased arts performance, standard. Third skill is to charge her. Wait, what? Chance to increase her attack for 20%, gain 10 critical stars every 3 turns, and then charge NP gauge. Okay, so she has an NP battery skill. As an alter ego, she has a passive skill for 10% arts increase. Her Noble Phantasm deals damage to 1 enemy, reduces dragons and enemy NP gauge by 1, and overcharge can reduce their defense and their crit attack chance for 3 turns. So yeah, she's pretty good. Now, interestingly enough, she is story locked until you complete Lost Bell 2, and that means you can summon her anytime you want in the game if the gacha gods allow it to. So she's not limited. You can get her all you want and whatnot, and if an alter ego spooks you and it's a 5-star, it could be Sitonai. I actually don't know if the other alter egos are a thing. I know Okita Souji is limited. Who are the Meld and Passion Lip are limited. Kiara is limited too. So I think this is the only alter ego that's on the story summons that you can get ever, right? But I mean, she's on Raid Up for Halloween, and if you really want a single target arts alter ego, then that's fine. Now, people may have Mecha Ellie, so she's a buster, and it's totally fine. You don't really have to roll for her. She's not important on the list. I just, think that she deserves some recognition because she's going to be available for story, and you can get her afterwards, through some spooks or whatever. But I mean, in terms of other single target, single target alter egos, she's, not melt, and this one you can get afterwards. She's more easier to get than the rest. So I think she's on this list for that reason. And because Ilya, just put it out there, and her bear, Shiro. Why not? Now, before we go to our last servant, we've done 5 so far. This is number 2, or not in technical order, but before we go to the last servant, I want to give some recognition to some 4-star servants in 2020 that are really interesting to keep an eye on and maybe worth to save for or send some tickets. Hopefully you might get lucky. So, in no particular order, we have Asagami Fujino. This is a 4-star single target buster archer who comes in the Kara no Kyokai rerun. We get that in February of next year. And why am I putting her on this list? It's because this is her only raid up. You've heard me right, guys. This is her only raid up ever in this game, and she's like probably the rarest 4-star servant in the game. So in terms of Kara no Kyokai, this is the second rerun. They added this new servant, and after this event ends, poof, nothing. We don't get any mention of it ever again. If they get like a third rerun or something like that, that seems way too thing. Currently in JP as of now, they have not gotten a rerun of this. They don't know how to get this 4-star servant, and that's it. So this is their only one-time raid up, and for a 4-star single target buster servant, she has some similar skills to someone that I compare to Tomoe Gozen or the Archer Inferno. Sorry, I said her true name. Whoops. Way to act cool. Okay, so her first skill is a Buster Mana Burst. She ignores defense for 3 turns and increases her NP gen rate. Second skill is to ignore evasion, so she's gonna hit with her NP. Wait, what? Ignore defense? Maybe not ignore invincible. Okay, maybe not. She doesn't have ignore invincible. Her third skill is a guts. So she has some survivability, and she's trying to hit the thing super hard with her single target buster NP. And deals damage to one enemy, inflicts buff block status for them for 1 time in 3 turns, and then it reduces their attack for 3 turns. So she's not that bad, honestly. And in terms of rare servants in the game, this is probably someone you can really, well, not probably someone you can really, someone to think about. If you don't have like a if you want to collect all the servants somehow, then feel free to. Technically, you can always just get Archer of Inferno to Gozen in 4-star Lickit. 4-star Lickit. I'm tired, guys. I've been talking for a long time. 4-star ticket whenever they do that download campaign thing in the future. So you can get Tomoe Gozen there, or you can, try to get Asagami Fujino. Personally, I feel kind of tempted to roll for this servant because she is super limited, and because once you have her, you can just be like, oh hey, I got this servant that you don't have, and she's never gonna come back, like, ever, So Asagami Fujino, roll if you want her, or she's also with Shiki, the 5-star Saber version. So knock yourself out. If you get Shiki Saber, then good for you, dudes. Good job. Now for our last 5-star, or not last 5-star, our last 4-star servant who are getting honorable mention besides Asagami Fujino is Mysterious Heroine XX. So MHXX freaking evolves, or not evolves, I would say she downgrades. Not necessarily, she goes from a 5-star to a 4-star, okay? That's what I mean. She's not bad in any sense. But yeah, MHXX gets a freaking foreigner servant class adaptation. So this is the third and only final foreigner servant in the whole game currently. And she is a 4-star. And that means she is way easier to get than Hokusai or Abigail if you did not get them somehow. Now, MHX, of course, is known for being an anti-saber. I am the saber of all sabers sort of thing. If you've seen the Saber Wars, the Caliburn Awakens movie. I'm just kidding, there's no movie. That would be sick if they had a movie, but... so, what does MHXX do? So, her NP, she is a single target foreigner in arts, and she just does damage to an enemy, and she does 150% extra damage to saber classes, and then she also has like a increased attack before her NP hits. So really weird, just a bit, because foreigners are anti-berserkers. So yeah, that's cool. You have a single target anti-berserker killing machine, but she's MHX and she still wants to kill sabers too. it's a bonus, I guess. You know, technically as a foreigner, she does neutral damage to sabers, and with this extra 150% thing in her NP, it might deal some damage to some sabers. I have no clue, to be honest, but I mean, it's there. So let me see. So in terms of single target, Abigail is the only other single target foreigner out there, and she's Buster because Merlin. Her MHX is passive. She has a quick performance thing, crit gen stuff, crit damage stuff. She has a quick double arts, double buster deck, interesting enough. Her skills, her first skill is a invincibility and attack buff. Second skill is a get crit and then reduce crit absorption. What? You get crits and reduce crit absorption. Okay, so that's interesting. You might be trying to give crits to someone else. That's pretty cool. And her third skill is ignore invincibility, charge noble phantasm gauge from 20 to 30%, and then her increased damage against threat to humanity enemies for 1 turn. Wait, what the frick? What's a threat to humanity? Is this just sabers? Threat to humanity? What the heck? Wait, I want to see what this is. What? Who is a threat to humanity? Nanny? Hold on, I'm trying to look this up real quick. Threat. Oh, here. Okay, so threat to humanity. So it looks like just a bunch of like, what the hell are these? So it looks like Gorgons in here, Summer BBs in here, and some like mob monsters, I guess. I don't know what these are, but that doesn't look like a lot of servants. This might be like, wait, who? BB is a moon cancer. Rulers beat moon cancers. No, this doesn't go against anti-BB. This is so weird. Who knows what this threat of humanity damage thing is, but you know, it's there. So yeah, so I would really summon for MHXX, and probably I'm going to be, because if you roll for BB Summer in part 2 of Summer 4, she's on the same banner as Summer BB, along with Med B Saber. So personally for me, I'm going to go wait until it's just MHXX and Summer BB on the banner. I'm not going to make a mistake like last summer where I had Raiko and Lancer and then Helena Blavatsky and then Maid Alter, who stole my heart because I didn't get her. Yeah, guys, you know, Summer Servants, you gotta pick wisely. And the summer after this, oh, that one's icing on the cake, man. So that's our honorable mention of 4 stars in 2020 who I think are really cool. I could also mention Valkyrie, but Valkyrie, you can get her in the 4-star ticket as well. The only reason I put Valkyrie on there is because she has like 3 different ascension arts and stuff, 3 different characters, waifu, take your pick. Now we're going into the number 1 servant to summon for or save for in 2020, and that is Skadi. What did you think it was going to be? Skadi! I'm just kidding, guys. So, of course, I'm going to put Skadi in number 1 because she is essentially Quick Merlin. If you understand how, you know, how like the world, how FGO changed when Merlin appeared, then imagine that with Skadi when she appears and Quick Servants. So, as I said, she is Quick Merlin. She can buff quick people and make them hurt like hell and do some more critical damage and whatnot and stuff. And it's Skahath. What do you want? She's waifu. So let's go to her NP. So her NP is an Arts NP. Actually, I honestly thought it was gonna be a quick, but she's a caster. So okay, Arts NP increases party's crit damage for 3 attacks for 5 turns. Grant party evasion for 1 attack for 3 turns, grants party instant kill immunity 1 time for 3 turns, and also reduces their damage taken for 3 turns. Wow, I didn't actually know, because I know she doesn't have like a party-wide invincibility like a certain freaking Merlin, but she has if she NPs, she can give evasion to the whole party, which is pretty cool. So you want to save that for when freaking someone's going to Excalibur your party or something like that. Passive skill, she has an increase of arch performance by 12%, and she has like her skills. Her deck, she has a double quick, double arts, and buster deck. Interesting. Her first skill is going to be her hero creation EX sort of thing. So increase an ally's quick performance for 3 turns and increase their critical damage with quick cards for 3 turns. So it has to be quick cards, interesting enough. Like I said, you're trying to party this person with quick servants. Second skill, Reduce all enemies' defense for 3 turns. Reduce their crit attack chance for 3 turns. That's not bad. Third skill, charge an ally's NP gauge. Wow. So at level 1, it's charged someone's NP by 30, and then at level 10, it's charged someone's NP by 50%. Nani? That's you can do a lot of things with that, you know. People who have like NP battery skills on their own skills, like to charge up to 50, like Ishtar or Artoria Pendragon Lancer, these can combo with that per se, but you know, they're not quick, so I wouldn't use them as the best examples. But this, you can charge NP halfway. That's pretty good. So now, so the thing with Skadi, right? I say that she's number 1, and probably everyone's going to be rolling for her, but there's an exception to that. The only exception to not rolling for Skadi is if you do not have quick servants on your team, or if you don't have quick servants, period. Because let's play this for example, right? I summoned for Merlin, but I have like a bunch of arts and quick servants. So then now I couldn't really pair my Merlin with anyone unless I get a support or something like that. Then I'm just like, oh shoot, what the hell's my broken Merlin supposed to support? I don't have anything. I don't have like Jeanne d'Arc, Alter, Avenger, whatever. Oh, I have Jeanne d'Arc, not the Avenger one. Like, what am I gonna do with this Merlin? So the same applies with Skadi. In my case, I do have a bunch of quick servants because I summoned for them because they're waifu and stuff. For example, Jack the Ripper. I do have Skahath Lancer her form, and then I have MHX. Trying to think of other people on the top of my head because I can't look at my thing, but so I do have servants that are quick based and that I can really pair up my Skadi with to make them stronger. If you don't have those servants, then don't feel obligated to summon for this person just because she's game-breakingly broken. Or I mean, technically you can really summon for her. You can always use 3-star servants and 2-star servants that are quick and stuff. Billy the Kid is a good example. That's the one in my head. And of course, Kukal and Lancer. So, you know, just think about it. Is she really going to benefit your team? Do you have a lot of quick servants that you want to buff and whatnot? Or, you know, maybe you can just save her for the next time she's on raid up. But, you know, that's another issue. So she gets raid up in this one-time event in the Fate Grand Order Festival anniversary thing. And I'm pretty sure her next raid up is in the downloads campaign, which is like a year or 2 later. And you can only get her in between that through lucky bags and GSSRs. So, yeah, guys, you know, Skadi, what can I say about Skadi? She comes out, actually, let me just research this up real quick. Well, here's the problem, right? She comes like right before summer, so that's in numbers: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. She comes out in July. There you go. She comes out in July. So in the timeline of all these servants that I've laid out for you, right? We have Hokusai in January, which is like right in a few days from now. And then it would be Okita Souji, who comes out in January, February, March, April, May, June. I know my months, guys. I'm sorry. And then you have summer, which happens in... Gosh, I forgot the numbers already. August. So you have 2 months after Guda Guda 3 and Okita Souji. Then summer happens. And then the month after summer, or I'm pretty sure it might be along with summer, you have freaking Skadi come out. And then after Skadi comes out, you have like a month or 2 later, and then Sitonai comes out. So that means save your quartz, guys. There's a lot of people in 2020 that are super good to roll for. And I'm not even talking about the 4 stars either. You know, they're cool too. Mostly just Fujino. If you want Saber Shiki too, that's fine. Now, that's the list of everyone who is new to the game. There are a bunch of other people who are old in the game and are getting raid ups and reruns in this year. And you might already know them because they're reruns for events and stuff. Number 1 on the list, because they're coming out soon too, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people in my comments are looking for her too, is Jeanne d'Arc Alter Avenger. She comes back in January, right after Hokusai, in the Da Vinci rerun thing, and she comes with her sweet looking Shinjuku outfit. So that's like the perfect time to have a raid up for her. But, you know, in terms of trying to summon for these waifus and all, Hokusai is first, then Jalter. If you're trying to summon for Hokusai and Jalter, I wish you the best of luck, fellow servants, fellow servants. You're not servants. You guys are fellow masters. So yeah, guys, you just gonna have to make a compromise. Unless you get her in GSSR, but I'm pretty sure John Dark alters on the Knight GSSR, so it's the Knights and the Avenger Ruler variant. So I wish you luck in your endeavors of whoever you're summoning for. And I know few people are trying to summon for John Dark altar, so I wish you guys luck, people in my comments. Other servants that are coming back in 2020, Arthur Pendragon, male. No, these are only male, but I mean Arthur Pendragon, so Artoria Pendragon, but the male version, and he does the Excalibur thing too. So he's cool and all, you know. He gets a lot of love because he's Arthur, and of course male. He's technically supposed to be the correct version of Arthur, and his Excalibur-ness. People compare him a lot to the female Artoria version and stuff. I know my first SSR was Artoria, so sure, I'll stick with her. But you know, as for me, I have a personal record in history of collecting all the Artorias and whatnot, and I don't have Arthur. Did I roll for him last year? I don't think I did. I really don't think I did. Next, amongst Arthur Pendragon. Well, okay, so Arthur Pendragon also comes with a new sweet-looking white suit that we will be getting along with some summon tickets in this event. So for those of you who already have Arthur Pendragon, good for you. Personally, I'd really like him for my GSSR. That'd be cool. Next, we also have Okita Souji, non-alter version, 5-star Saber. So in the Gouda, is it Gouda? It might be 2. Yeah, Gouda 2 rerun with Cha-Cha. Supposedly, Okita Souji is supposed to have a banner on there as well. We're not sure if it's gonna be there, but if it is, then we get to have Okita Souji once again in our raid up. She had a raid up in Thanksgiving. Hopefully some people got to summon her in that Thanksgiving banner, but there's a lot of other servants at Thanksgiving. So yeah, this is the second time that Okita Souji will be coming back, and she'll have all the Gouda CEs from the first one come back. So that's cool and all. Summer 2 rerun comes back. So of course, if you're looking for Caster Nero swimsuit and the Maid Alter Rider, who I'm personally debating on, you know, they're coming back. Other servants who are old and coming back. So we have Waver, Detective Waver. Someone said that in the concept below. That was pretty funny. Yeah, Detective Waver comes back in a lot of raid ups in this year. So he has the Journey to the West rerun with Swanzang Sanzang. I can't pronounce these names. I'm sorry, guys. The 5-star single target caster that gets compared a lot to Ilya. And then you also have the Fate Zero Lap 2 rerun with a Deer Moon Saber and a Skander. So he gets a lot of raid ups in this year and stuff. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. Gilgamesh, the king, the Call Me a Mongrel King Gilgamesh, comes back in September, right before Sitonai, in a new event that will be, of course, is called the Battle of New York. I have no clue what it's about technically. I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of challenge quests, but he comes back with Caster of Midrash. Unfortunately, I already summoned Caster of Midrash. You'll see that maybe in the video, who knows, but I summoned Caster of Midrash with the last of my 30 summon Sing Quartz after a rushing goal, so I got her. I don't need to summon for this banner anymore. We're all good, but if you want your kid Gilgamesh MP5, or you want the king himself, then go for it. He's there in Battle of New York, right after the Fate XL0. I was about to say something about him, but actually no. Yeah, Gilgamesh, I've been seeing a lot of Gilgamesh's uses in certain quests and challenge quests and farming and stuff, and he's pretty cool. I would really like him, but I don't have the courts summoned for him. The final, or actually not the final one, other servants that are coming back in next year, Abigail Williams, best daughter. So, you know, Abigail was just recent, like at the beginning of December. Wow, that's such a long, it felt like just like yesterday. But yeah, towards the end in November of the next year, she comes back in a downloads campaign where we will be able to choose a free 4-star of our choice. And she also comes back with a bunch of, on a banner with some of the servants from Salem, like Nezaha, maybe Caster Vokianos, I'm not too sure. I know Nezaha's in there, and maybe Robin Hood. But yeah, Abigail Williams comes back in November, right before the Christmas 3 rerun of Christmas in the Underworld, where it comes with Ereshkigal. So this is all coming pretty fresh because Ereshkigal is right now, and I know a lot of people were very unlucky with their Ereshkigal rolls, and some people were very lucky with their rolls. I wish you the best, guys. And technically Ereshkigal is coming back next year. After that, that's a very sensitive topic, but she's coming back in November, right before the Lost Belt 3 thing, which I'm personally not going to be summoning for. The only thing after that is like the Christmas 5 or Christmas 4. I have no clue how many Christmases we've had already, but actually it might be Christmas 4. Yeah, Christmas 4. This is the third Christmas in the Underworld. So yeah, a lot of servants that are coming back from previous history in our Throne of Heroes and stuff like that. There's just so many servants to summon for, honestly, in 2020. So fellow masters, you and I, well, mostly I have to budget very wisely. And from the looks of it, I would like a bunch of servants, but if I have to sacrifice them for the greater good of Skadiness and Quick Merlin and other things, then they'll come back next year, maybe. Who knows? They might get a rerun in 2021. Who knows? But yeah, guys, there's a lot of servants to look forward to. These are my top pick servants for, who to save for and who to think about in the grand scheme of 2020. So, of course, there's the new servants and the old servants. Let me know what servants you guys are interested in 2020 and who you guys are probably trying to save for. You have to think about it in terms of like how much time it is between servants. So like in the middle of the year, of course, or middle of the year, yeah, I said you have Summer, then Skadi, then before that you have freaking Guda with Okita Souji. So there's not a lot of time there for spending quartz and saving quartz, unless you buy them. But I'm probably not going to do that. Hopefully not. So save, summon, spend wisely, guys, for 2020. That's all I can say for you. Technically, a lot of things will be changing with the GSSR, so hopefully our GSSR luck is very good this year or next year, guys. So I've had good luck this year, so next year's GSSR, hopefully you guys had good luck there too. But that's about it for all this content of 2020 and servants and whatnot. Let's talk about now, guys. Let's talk about what's going on in North America right now, because so far it's pretty relaxing and chilled. It is December 22nd, which means we have the last chapter of whatchamacallit. I'm losing my train of thought now. It's been like half an hour. The last main quest for Christmas in the Underworld, which means we have the final chapter of the story. We get to see the ending of the event, and honestly, it was super great. And now I am really debating Ishtar versus Ereshkigal because they're both freaking kawaii megamis. So yeah, that was a great event, and now I just really like Ereshkigal more, and I'm very happy that I got her, so I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so this event is going on till the 25th, so they're letting you farm the lotteries and do all these shenanigans and stuff like that until the 25th. I have gotten my copy of Altera and her 4 copies because I've just been spending so much time on the farm and the lottery and stuff. Currently, I have 4,000 sands, so I'm pretty sure that will equal to 6 more boxes. I'm still working on the rest, so we got like 3 days to do this stuff. But yeah, this is kind of nice that they stop it like on Christmas Day. So I'm just like, yo, stop playing on Christmas Day. Go spend some time with your fams and your close people and whatnot. So I don't know if it ends on December 25th or like the night before the 25th, but on the 25th, whenever the event ends, it ends. So farm your lottery boxes, get your Altera the Santa, which is such a cute name, and get her 4 copies and get everything from the store, and do the lottery as much as you can because they come with so much good stuff. That's all I can say, guys. Yeah, I've been hard at work farming that, so I'll be continuing to be hard at work farming that after this video because I can't do 2 things at one time, like play and then talk, and then play and then talk. So yeah, Christmas in the Underworld ending soon. Hopefully you guys finish the story, and there's also a challenge quest which I've not done yet, but I'll see if I do it. So that means after Christmas in the Underworld ends, we have to think about what comes next. And clearly what comes next, of course, is New Year's, which is like is there December 31st, right? This is December 31st, right? I'm not delirious. Shit, okay, yeah, there's totally a December 31st, right guys? Right guys? Let me just fact check myself right now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's a 31st, guys. I totally knew it. Why am I self-doubting myself? I'm the TheDomotaku, of course. So yeah, on the 31st, we'll probably... Who knows if they'll tell us about the GSSR banner. Just expect that on the 1st of January, or at midnight or whatever, on like the night of December 31st, you know, when New Year's happens, we'll get the banner. And hopefully... Last year I did that because I did the role after I came back from a family party thing, and it was like 4:30 a.m. in the morning and shit. I'm just like super tired, like, hey guys, this I'm doing the GSSR roles. It's the first video 2019, guys. I'm doing Lancers. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to be like awake and ready to experience my roles like this right now. So we'll see how that goes. I'll try to have as much energy as I can for it. The banner is going to be set into Knights and Cavalry. So Knights with Saber, Archer, Lancer, and Avenger and Ruler. And then you have Cavalry with Caster, Assassin, Rider, Berserker, and Foreigners. Right? Yeah, Foreigners. No Moon Cancers yet. So it's honestly a tough one. This is like the harder like, you know, GSSR banner to think about because of the probability and possibility of getting dupes, of getting people that you don't want, and you know, you can't choose the class. I really prefer choosing the class of which GSR to roll for, but we get that in the future ones. So, you know, hopefully I get someone new. I have a bunch of people in my mind who I really want. Let me know who you guys would roll for in the GSSR and which servant you're aiming for, and who'd you be okay with. So here's how I organize my GSSRs, right? So I was like, okay, so it's Knights and Cavalry and shit. Like, who do I have that can be possible dupes and, you know, duplicates of? I can get a dupe or NP2 of in this banner. Who do I don't have? And then I really want them. And who are servants that I just really, really, really don't want? So that's how I separate my categories into the banners. And technically, yeah, the Cavalry has more because they have 4 classes and the Foreigners. So there's a lot more, like, you know, new stuff in there, personally. And, you know, maybe if you didn't get a Reshigal in Christmas, you can try for the Saber and the Knights banner. That might be a possibility. It's not very high, but, you know, all the power to you if you want to try for that. Yeah, so personally, I'd probably roll for the Cavalry. As you know, in my history of rolling, I've rolled for some people in the Cavalry, some 5 stars that I weren't able to get. Maybe you can piece them together if you look at my history of FGO rolls. But yeah, you know, I have a lot of people in the Cavalry I really want. In the Knights, I'm kind of set. There's like a few people in the Knights that I'd really, really like, but, you know, I don't technically need them, sort of thing. So the only thing to look for after in New Year's to think about is you have a bunch of login rewards and some summon tickets and login stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's like some master missions that come out that'll give us some tickets. The Da Vinci shop comes with a double set of summon tickets, and then we have some login stuff. I'm thinking it's like 18 quartz. It might be actually 20 quartz because it's 2020. I'm pretty sure they in the FGO wiki it says 18 because it's 2018 New Year's, but here we should get 20 quartz, I'm assuming, and some tickets, and you could totally use those for Hokusai. That's totally applicable, you know. Right before you roll for Hokusai, get all these reward things, and then summon for Hokusai. So you have all your best possible chances right there, right then and there. The other thing to think about in New Year's is the other limited servants gacha banner. So let me actually pull this up real quick because I'm not organized. I should look this up. So alongside Hokusai, there are a bunch of other limited servants that you cannot get normally who will be getting raid ups in this occasion. For example, well, Musashi was actually, I don't think last New Year's had a banner like that. It might have, but I just don't remember. But essentially, alongside Hokusai, you have other servants on raid up. For example, you have Skahath Lancer. I was about to say Skadi, but it's not her. Skahath, I have no clue how to pronounce that name. Archer Shinjuku, who I won't spoil his name because I know his true name. Musashi, of course, everyone knows Musashi. Tamamo no Mae, who is the caster version, and she gets a battle animation rework here, so that's perfect timing for her to get a rate up. And we have Melt. So the interesting thing I find here is that technically in Japan they had Gilgamesh on here as a rate up as well. However, Japan does not have a Thanksgiving banner that I guess us in North America have. So everyone in I gotta do this research now. Actually, shit, I don't know who else was in the Thanksgiving banner. 1 second, guys. Doing some last minute research here. Okay, so if we think about it, they just had Gilgamesh in a Thanksgiving banner just like a few months ago. So I don't know if it would make sense to bring back Gilgamesh in this banner because he just had a rate up in Thanksgiving in November. So maybe my this is a theory, right? It might not happen, but my theory is that they're gonna replace Gilgamesh with a different limited 5-star servant. Because in Thanksgiving, I have the list here, we had Okita Souji, we had Gilgamesh, we had Artoria Pendragon Lancer, we had Iskander, we had Leonardo da Vinci, we had MHX, we had Hijikata, and Amakusa Shiro. So that's a lot of limited servants here. And, you know, ironically, these servants are not in the New Year's one. So they strategically placed these limited servants for Thanksgiving and stuff. People called it a bait banner, but, you know, if you wanted them, you wanted them. So my hypothesis for who they could replace Gilgamesh with is, let me pull up a list of limited servants, because there's not a lot, but they can do a lot of things. Like the first one that comes up to my mind is Merlin, but Merlin had a rate up just a few months ago in a downloads campaign, so it might not be doable, but it's possible. I have no clue. This would be mind-blowingly thing if they put Merlin back for New Year's, because then a lot of people might roll for that. Okay, here I have a list of limited servants. Okay, so we also have Sakata Kintoki. That seems more likely because I haven't seen him in Thanksgiving either. And did he have a rate up? No, he only had a rate up in maybe the Onigishi. I can't talk. The rerun events. Anyone else? Oh, Brynhilder is possible. Nero Claudius Bride. Edmund Dantes. Oh, wow. Shuten Doji. Minamoto Noriko. No, these are the summer servants, they don't count. Cleopatra? Maybe? I'm pretty sure Cleopatra actually gets a rate up in like February or January with Ozymandias, so that might not be doable. Ishtar? Ooh, that's a possibility. Ishtar, I don't think Ishtar had a rate up yet. Hassan, wait, Old Man Hassan? Well, he had a rate up just a while ago with the download campaign, so I don't know if he's going to be coming back. MHX Alter, she gets a banner in February, so I don't think that's doable. Sherlock Holmes, no, we just had Sherlock Holmes for the anniversary. Wow, there's a lot of servants, honestly, that you can have here that are limited. So in my personal opinion, so it looks like Raiko, Shutendoji, Edmund Dantes, Nero Claudius Bride. If they put Brynhilder, then that's a really good one, because Brynhilder only got like a rate up in the Nero Fest. And Kintoki. So who knows if Gilgamesh will actually get replaced in the New Year's banner. If he does, then we'll see who he gets replaced by. If not, then you have a second chance to roll for Gilgamesh, even though that's kind of weird to do it because they didn't repeat any servants with a Thanksgiving banner and this banner. So that's just, you know, we'll wait and hope and see what happens, guys. So that's it for New Year's. So we've talked about all the servants in 2020 that I personally would recommend to save for and summon for and try your best to get. And then I've also talked about some old servants that are getting reruns and stuff. I've talked about the current state of the game. Currently, we just finished up the main story of the Christmas and Underworld. We're just doing the farming until the 25th. And then in the future, after that, just a few days after, we'll have the New Year's banner with a bunch of good rewards in Hokusai and other limited servants. And that's about it for now. I can't really say any more until New Year's hits and we'll have some things. But I guess I'll take this time to do a special segment where, so recently I was talking with someone in the comments below in my video, and I was just asking like, oh yeah, how was your year and like what servants did you get? And I was like, oh, you know, he got a lot of servants. I was like, oh, that's really interesting, you know. And I was thinking to myself, How many servants did I get in 2019? I know I just made the highlights video for 2019, but in all honesty, guys, I seriously don't remember who I rolled for and how many servants I got. So we're going to be going back to... One second, I'm going to put it up right now. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, cut. Okay. Hi guys, we're in my iPad and I'm showing off my servants. So I want to see my current servant history and just when I acquired them, because it's been like 2 years, guys. 2 to 3 years almost. So we're gonna get a look back and you can see all my servants and my collection and whatnot. So in the beginning was Best Kohai Mashu. So she was there on, oh my goodness, 6/25. I'm not gonna say the freaking month, guys. I'm just too lazy to count on my hand, my fingers, like what I got. Then I got Kyohime, I'm pretty sure. So this is the first roll ever in the game, right? And they give you a 4-star. So I got Tamamo, right? And then they gave us a copy of Saber Lily. She was my first 4-star, or no, my first like Saber 4-star. Then everything's looking dry. You got a bunch of 3 stars and 2 stars. Here's my grilled Medusa and my grilled Ushi. But if you look further, it took me a month to finally get a 5-star servant in this game, which was, of course, the Face of Fate, Artoria Pendragon. Now, interestingly enough, this servant wasn't on Raid Up. I don't know if I was summoning for a banner for a singularity. It might have been just story. But yeah, I got freaking Artoria, the Face of Fate. And, you know, she is my first SSR. She's one of my favorite characters in the Fate franchise. So she gets freaking grailed. Easy as that. So yeah, that's why I love Artoria. And that's why I collect all the Artoria faces, guys. And then I finally got Ku after her. Wow, man, I was just like... Ku is such a great servant to get in the very beginning. And then Emiya, I got Emiya a few days after. I'm pretty sure that wasn't it might have been a 4-star ticket thing, like, you know, oh hey, like a master recruitment thing, like here's a free 4-star for you guys who just started. And then I got Atalanta. Now I do remember that Atalanta came out, Atalanta came out the same time as Gilgamesh came out, his first ever raid up, and I tried to roll for Gilgamesh and I got spooked by freaking Atlanta. I didn't record it though, unfortunately. What a story. Next, we're going on. Looks like this is Nero Fest, I'm assuming, right? On September. Then Halloween, got Caster Liz. And then I finally got, what the hell's her name? I think I was trying to summon for, well, in that Halloween, it was Tamamo no Mae caster. So I got freaking Carmilla, and I also got Hercules for the first time. Finally. November comes up, I got Guda Guda, so I got my, her Nobunaga. And then we also have the Thanksgiving banner. My Thanksgiving 5-star servant was Drake. I think everyone knows this for a fact. And then I got Medea. It looks like I got Medea Lily on the same role as Drake. I might be, unless the Okeanos event just came that time. And then also after the Thanksgiving GSSR, we had Skada. I'm sorry, I'm tired, guys. And I got her, luckily. And Christmas happened, so there's Santa Altar. And then that's the end of 2017. Wow, interesting. I'm looking back at this and I was like, wow, all these servants I got for quite some time now. In the beginning of January 15, I got Frankenstein. Who was I trying to summon for Frankenstein? Oh my gosh, you know what? I know what this is. This is, if you look into my 2018 rolls video, this is Valentine's Day. This is the freaking Valentine's Day rerun where I tried to summon Tamamo no Mae with Nero Bride. And I got freaking Nursery Rhyme. All of it's coming back to my to pieces, guys. I remember it now. And then in February, it looks like Cardinal Kyokai happened, and then John d'Arc appeared on April, which is probably the Da Vinci Counterfeit Spirits event, the first time it happened. And if you watched my highlights video, you've seen that I tried to roll for her altar version, and I got the freaking wrong one. Thank you, gotcha. And then it looks like in April, it looks like I got Rama, but that might not be the, well, no, actually, I got Rama along with the John d'Arc roll, yeah. And then it looks like Fate XL Zero happened. I got Liz because of a 4-star ticket because I needed an AoE Lancer. And then I got Kintoki. The story with Kintoki is actually really weird because I got Kintoki on that day, the first time the event happened, but I actually didn't get his Ascension stuff and his NP4 copies until like the rerun, because this is like the period of drought when I stopped playing like too much events and stuff because of school. And then looks like another GSSR happened and I got Vlad. We all know that story if you've seen my highlights video too. And then looks like I got Bedivere on the 13th. That's probably the end of Camelot, the completed Camelot, and they give you a free Bedivere. That was pretty cool. And then you got Summer, so I got Skadi, not Skadi, Skahoth Assassin, and then Martha Ruler, Siegfried, Marie Caster, Antoinette. That was cool. That was a really fun event and a really good callback. After that, in August, again, the end of August, we had Ilya. So that means that was the Prisma Ilya Codes event thing. That was pretty... All this is actually really vivid and actually makes a lot of sense with the highlights video that I made. So that was really cool to look at this. After Ilya, looks like I got Shuten Doji. Was that, not Shuten Doji, Ibaraki Doji. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. They both have Doji in their name. And then I got whatchamacallit, Chloe. And then Halloween Rerun came, and I did get Tamao no Mai. I did not record that, unfortunately, but I did get them. And then what I really wanted was Jeanne d'Arc, because Jeanne d'Arc Alter came in the downloads campaign right after Halloween, but they never announced it. So I'm just like, is Jeanne d'Arc Alter coming back or not? I guess not. They didn't say anything, so I'm just gonna roll for Tamao no Mai and get her. And then Jeanne d'Arc Alter came, and then we all know what happened. Then I got Saber Elizabeth, that's the new Halloween. And then Christmas rerun happened, and I freaking got Viva La France and Jack the Ripper. Those two are like my biggest servants that I should have been recording, but I didn't, so I learned my lesson, guys. And then actual Christmas 2 happened, where I got Ishtar and Jeanne d'Arc Alter Santa Lily. Great memories. And then looks like I got Taiga, and then Merlin happened, the last Singularity of Solomon. Oh, that brings back a lot of memories. That was just last year. Oh my goodness! Wow, dude, that was such a big ass event. I really loved the end of the first story arc. Now we're going to 2019, so this is where we are currently. So if you watch my highlights video, if that somehow got uploaded before this, here's a recap. So in the beginning of January, this is the first banner for New Year's of January 2019, which was, of course, Musashi. Now, I had a really fun time with this video because I was A, super tired because it's 4:30 in the morning, and B, because rate up was a lie and I was getting such crap in min rolls. And you'll see here that the only 4-star SR servant I got was Mary, and Bonnie, and Mary Reed. I didn't get anything else after that until I did my GSSR and I got my Artorial Lancer, which was really cool because I did it on the Lancer banner. So yeah, last year's GSSR was class separated, so that was really cool. And then I tried for Musashi again, and thankfully brought my katana as a catalyst, and that worked. Looks like I got Beowulf a little bit after. I got a Stolfo for something. I have no clue why I have a Stolfo. Was I rolling for something? Wait, why do I have a Stolfo here? What's on the end of January? Let me cross-reference this actually real quick. Since I'm on the freaking FGO wiki, I can just go to US events. I'll go to 2019 in January. Was this? Oh, okay. I think the only thing here was the Edmund Dantes thing. I totally forgot I tried to summon for Edmund Dantes, and I guess I got freaking a Salvo. That was fun. And then after that, I was in a drought, and then February hit, Valentine's, I got MHXA, and then looks like I finally got Anger Manu and Emiya Alter. There's Cha-Cha from the Gouda Gouda 2, and then here's Passion Lip and what's her name? Suzuka Gozen in April with the CCC collab. That was a really tough event. I wouldn't say tough, but like it's a lot of grindy work to get these servants, and mostly BB. Then we had the Statesman thing where here's Paul Bunyan. Here's the anniversary GSSR where I freaking got Altera, and then here's the summer rerun where I got Squirtoria. The next summer 2. So I got Ishtar Rider. You got Caster Nero, Helena Archer, Raiko Lancer. That was cool. And then I didn't unfortunately get made Alter, unfortunately. And then let's see here. After that was a download campaign with the return of Merlin, and of course I did get Merlin. I got M2 Merlin, and then I got both the Artorias. I got Art Saber and Artoria Lancer. That was cool because they were on my people I wanted in my 4-star ticket, but because I got them, I ended up getting Penthesilea. Oh, that's a true name. Whoops. Archer Berserker of Amazon. I have no clue what they called her in Agartha. Berserker of Agartha. Sorry if her true name is a spoiler for you. But then after that, there was the Halloween 3 with Mecha Ellie, and then here's Thanksgiving with the banner because of my MHX and my freaking Assassin Spook. And then right after that, a month after was, or like a few days after was, whatchamacallit? Salem, the Epic Roman 4. And then, did I just really get this guy during, wow, did I really get this guy only during Salem roll? Okay. And after Salem, of course, we have the recent Ereshkigal and Christmas 4, Christmas and Underworld, Christmas 3, sorry. Christmas 3, Christmas in the Underworld rolls. We had Caster Gil first, then Anna, and then Aresh, and then finally Altera the Santa. That's such a cute name. And then here's my proof, guys, that after that whole shenanigans with Ereshkigal, I used the last of my Saint Quartz and on Abby's banner, and I got freaking Caster of Midrash. If I got a second Abby, that would have been great, but I didn't get her, so more power to you guys. So yeah, that is my rolls for 2019, and honestly, when I made the video for like the 2019 highlights thing, I know I put all the SSRs and stuff in there, but I'm just like, it feels like I didn't summon a lot. When I tried to think about it, I'm just like, okay, what did I try to summon for? I was like, in the beginning, it was like Musashi and Artoria, yeah, and then, I don't remember. I got MHX for Valentine's Day, and I'm just like, what else did I get in 2019? But, yeah, this is a lot. Actually, let me see, not these guys. 3, 6, 7, 8. So 8 per row. Let's go to the bottom. Actually, no, not to the bottom. So 8, 16, 24, 24 plus 5, 29, plus the 4 on top, 29 plus 4 is 33. So I've apparently, from the looks of this, gotten 33 new servants in 2019. Wow, guys, I am so... This is such a nostalgia thing, man. Let's see how many I got in 2017. 4, 12, 20, 28, 36, 48, 48, 54. Wow, yeah, I got a lot of 2017. That's a lot, because that's the word you started the game. 2018 had a lot too. Wow, man, this is just so crazy to look at. Anyways, I think that's it for looking back on history and 2019 rolls. So, cut back. All right, so that's it for this podcast, I believe, guys. I think I have nothing else left to say. I think this is really it for everything up to 2019 so far, guys. It's been real fun just looking back in this game. You know, this game does some things with you. You know, I really feel really connected with this game because of all the stuff and the story and the characters and stuff like that. And Solomon was just like a huge like thing. And now we're at the end of 2019. We're finally going into Lost Belt, guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that shit. It's like, I have this weird feeling, not like, well, I don't know if we'll ever catch up to JP, but we're just like going into JP territory now. We're gonna finally get all the stuff that they got. And it's just really cool to think about, and you know, just a lot of positivity and me looking forward to the future and what it potentially holds and stuff like that in FGO, Gotcha Salts, and whatnot. So anyways, I think that's it for 2019. I have nothing else left to say, guys, anymore for this year. So thank you all for listening or watching. Technically, you don't have to really look at the screen. You can just listen to my voice. Hopefully, I talked clear enough to an extent and you can understand me. Thank you for listening and tuning in and watching my videos for Fate Grand Order and all. I'll try to do a lot more Fate Grand Order videos, maybe besides more rolls and stuff. Well, I'm doing this podcast, so that's a bonus in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoy and stay tuned for more FGO videos or just videos on my channel in the future. Like and subscribe so you'll be, if you want to see more of those videos. And that's it, guys. I have nothing to say. So Take care. See you guys later. Enjoy the Christmas and the Underworld event. Padoru, padoru. See you later.